It's true. You are in the room right now, listening to the voice of a lottery winner. I can't buy an apartment by the lake or chase my wife off to live with a Finn Swede and get drunk all the time with my friends. But with my lottery winnings, I can maybe buy 18 sausages. Maybe. Fucking shit. I probably spent more money driving for the payout than I did. I think in purchasing the ticket and spending the fuel to go and get it cashed, I spent more money than I earned. 240 marks from 5 correct numbers and one of the bonus balls. Around 2 hours and 28 minutes into yesterday's stream is the number reveal for anyone who cares. I cared. Eric, thank you for caring. If only the Finnish Lottery Commission cared as much as you did. Shit. Eric Scotty Radwell. I mean, the big news yesterday is I got a PB on the rally and that took, how much? 2 minutes? 2 minutes and 20 seconds, is that, off the PB? That's good. That's big. That's good rally times. But now we need to get the car ready for the inspection, and I might even purchase myself a couple of pistons. We'll get the engine taken to pieces while we're stuck at Alkirion's, and we'll see what we can do. Get the car up and running nice and smooth, and get going. Go find Sothan's millions. It is still an option. The thing is, Scotty, is I don't know whether Sothan's millions are still there post-move. Like, I don't know whether they're near his old house or they're around his new house. I don't know. Hey, I wonder if there's like one of the cupboards or something you can open in his new house and find his money. Because I can't imagine he's just left it out wherever it is. I think they said it was in the woods during the debrief. I'm assuming he hasn't just left it out there while moving to a new place. But quite possibly. Are you all well? Good afternoon. We nearly died in WoW earlier, so my heart rate's through the ceiling. I may be more concentrated on my summer car than ever. We'll see. But it's fine. Bradway, good morning. Eric, good morning. Scotty, good afternoon. With a bit of luck today, we don't have any major issues, and we don't end up with a trailer for a tractor horizontal in the hallway of the house again, because that was ridiculous. And we don't need to use the editor for anything. But knowing now that I have the editor in place in case there's a major mistake, like yesterday, if I didn't use the editor to fix the trailer, what the fuck would we have done? I have no fucking clue. Welcome to the new followers. Like, I think the more one mod fucks us, the more the other one can save it, I think. But I will, again, touch wood, not even touch wood, I will never use the editor to do anything beyond the game, if that makes sense. I will only use it to fix bugs. Cousin? Wait, do I need a lift from Cousin? What? Don't tell me this whole time there's a way for Cousin to get his car fixed at Alkirion's and I just didn't know. Don't bump. You go. Get all fucked off. Did he just call me a pussy for practicing? What's cup therapy? Is that the thing where they use suction on your skin? Right, is Alkirion open? So I need to buy some parts from him today. Balls. Tell me you're actually in. He is. Alright. I think if I do need some pieces replaced, I can get him replaced over the evening. But if not, we might have to steal his... Ferndale. We've got some sausages, which I'm assuming are still good in the bag. But I need to put the car back together, don't I? And that's probably the first thing we do. Do I just keep the car in its current state? We'll maybe get some new parts for it tomorrow. It's more important I just get home, right? With all the money you have, you should go on a shopping spree. Yeah, I do need to drop logs off the Siddles tonight, actually. True. Cats, welcome to the stream. Okay. The wiring mess I only need for the starter, right? But everything else should be in and running and just start nicely. Cat's gonna... Good afternoon. I've never cooked a pussy for therapy. I didn't like saying that, Eric. Now look what you've made me say. Okay, we need to wire up the... Wait, is that already wired up? Is it already wired to the negative? I thought that disconnects when you take the engine out and you have to rewire the starter. Can't fucking see. Is the starter wired? I mean, I'll take it if true. I might have done that yesterday, actually. I don't know. Let's get the axles back on. Oh, you're a 14, aren't you? You know, I spent all that time complaining that I never get the boing bug. And since I've come back, I've got it. This music shouldn't be up. Stop saying it, Eric. You'll make me believe it. I already nearly died in WoW earlier. I can't do it again. We're having a nice calm start today. There's only 6 people allowed in the channel to start with, so I can calm down after WoW. Okay, there is a drive gear on the floor. Let's put the axles in and get... Oh, you bitch. Don't want fucking death music. We're having no parts falling off. Gwynblade, welcome to the... I didn't know. Piss. I was pretty much flat out last night. And then flat out again this morning. I just simply forgot. Might have to do... Well, we're going to have to do KCD, just raw, I think, and I'll get it over the weekend. Fuck, I forgot. My apologies. Gwynblade, welcome to the stream. Stupid life. Yeah, I'm just hoping there's no fatal one in KCD, right? Heaven forbid I stream something else, but nobody wants more My Summer Car in place of KCD, right? I'm actually enjoying this run a lot, because it's almost like I'm playing it as I was supposed to have played it the first time, where you rally, get an upgrade, rally, get an upgrade. Moved on to the spinning disc. I haven't, I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah. Because My Summer Car's on the hard disk and it's just running flawlessly, right? Well, not flawlessly, but it's not having any issues. And KCD ran nicely on the disk drive, on the hard disk. It's not like I was losing any performance, it just took like 45 minutes to load, obviously. But that's better than crashing, right? Let's get the Gomma Gobblers. I should try and see if it's loaded, actually. Are you going to run? Please, just start. I didn't take the oil pan off or anything, did I? So the oil pan should still be full. Didn't check the alternator, but there's not time for that now. We need to go to Siddles' before nightfall. Oh, so good that started. I'm happy. I'm happy. 6-4, good afternoon. Car's up and running. We got it back together. Time to get some money from shitty Siddles, and I'm going to replace the pistons this week, I think. I should write down at what point I replace all of this, shouldn't I, so I know. Does this feel like it's more drive-related than anything now, Gwynplaine? Could only assume. Keaton, welcome to the stream. Ignore the death music. I'm in fact not dead. Helmet, where is it? Because one thing we can guarantee is that everything that has crashed has been running off the disc. Alright, I got the helmet. I put the helmet on to go and check if the helmet was in the fucking Ferndale. Genius. And upgrading components on the way is not the biggest issue, is it, right? You are dead. This is heaven. Peak humanity was 1995 Finland. Am I the only person that gets, like, doughy-eyed for simpler times? I think that's part of, like, almost, well, that's a large part of why I come back to this game so much. There might be more truth to that than you say. Are you the same, kid? I've shrunk down my internet usage a lot. in terms of
My wife said
width.
to me, if you won the lottery, would you still love me? He said, of course he would. I'd miss you, but I'd still love you.
Fuck. And you thought, Santa, I was going to name today's stream after crocodiles in North Queensland. Santa, welcome to the stream. Good afternoon. Santa, who joined Discord earlier while Mina and I were leveling, and I said, you've only joined to watch us die. And he said, yep. And then within 2 minutes, we had 2 situations where I almost died. He's the Grim Reaper. I'm all for it, yeah. It's just the overload, isn't it? I think that's the problem. Like, I've done a good job of completely cutting or shrinking down my internet usage to Doomhaus stuff and WoW stuff, and there's no other websites, no other anything other than like Leeds news. But even still, it just feels like you can't be yourself when you're constantly connected, can you? It's shit. And these games just remind you of how kind of peaceful, yeah. And it's not like it's some fucking rose-tinted glasses or anything either, is it? I do miss getting football scores from teletext and the pink, yes. The pink, what was the pink? Yeah, teletext. Teletext news. What? Had you asked me this time last year, I would have told you you're an idiot, there's no way. Now that I stepped away from it drastically, it's very nice actually. Yeah, beautiful. The amount of people you hear that say that they're just really anxious about the state of things and that kind of, yeah. I miss Nuts magazine. You have Saturday evening paper on coloured print where you were? Don't think so, no. Was it on pink paper in where you were? I've never even heard of that actually. Less plugged in, not being inundated with every update in the world. You really get a second to breathe, yeah. Sheffield was green. Weird. Did we have that Gwynblade? I don't know if we did. It's not what this era had, it's what it lacked. To be honest, the early internet eras weren't too bad when it was just a thing you did in the corner of your living room for like an hour a day. I actually got myself feeling a bit doughy-eyed talking to Eric the other night. We were talking about music. We ended up talking about the Stone Roses. And what 6-4 was talking about, Gwynblade, I was asking. And the Stone Roses self-titled first album really, really, really reminds me of being 17 to 19 when we were working and wealthy. I say wealthy, but we had our money and no responsibilities. And there was a line that I said when I was describing that time when we'd all just started to drive and we had the freedom to go where we want, spend our money on what we want. There was a line I said in it, and it was the internet was just a place we got music from. Like, the internet was there to enhance our social lives, not replace them. Beautiful. Southside, welcome to the stream. Yeah, 6-4 was talking about weekend newspapers and coloured paper. Gwynblade, I can't remember. If we ever had anything the same. Swifter, welcome to the stream. I like to describe that era of us as idiots. You remember that, right? You're the perfect person to be here to talk about this. When we used to drive about and listen to Stone Roses. You put the song on now, Swifter, Waterfall by Stone Roses, and tell me it doesn't remind you of being in a black saxo that was slightly too powerful for the idiot that was driving it. Tear-assing about smoking roll-ups. Oh, it makes me so... It's such fond memories. There's truth to that. The internet in 2005 was MP3s and MSN, yeah. A weekend paper definitely wasn't a thing. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Fingering your lass in the Mackey's car park. So good. Alright. I've still not got the notification for the... inspection. But I think we get the car ready to get inspected, right? Oh, I've got Finland FM on, haven't we? Yeah, let's get the car inspected tomorrow and I'll come back and we'll replace all 4 pistons. And I said I was going to replace something else, didn't I? Take me back. And now look at us. Grizzly old adults in our mid-30s. She never mentioned that. She never mentioned Scotty was there, especially. Mid-30s, I'm doing some maths here. Yeah, mid-30s for a few more months. Prohibitionists. Scotty was there just through a pair of binoculars. Mid-30s is generous, isn't it? I mean, I'm 37, like Eric says, for a few months. I'm 37, so I'm not into the final quarter of my 30s. But Swifty's got the benefit of being a few years my junior. Fuck, am I sack? I'm flustered today. Alright, let's get the car started. Where's the van? Oh. Pull the van up a little bit so it can hear the radio while we're talking. Figured you were both the same age, you know, toddlers. Mentally, yeah, but physically. We're a pair of grizzly old Doomhaus. Not dead yet. You're a few years my junior, but just as knackered. And Leeds United's not making us any fucking younger, is it, at the moment? Now there are the likes of Thandir, Siddles and others turning 30, yeah? And Orgel will soon be 18. Just moving the van up slightly. Why is the van stalling? Oh, I didn't let it warm up, did I? This is exactly why I keep using fossil fuel. The world can't pass you by if you kill it, right? You can't allow that generation to continue. Stop Thandir and Trim and Siddles, etc. before it's too late. Alright, am I even centred on this camp? I messed about earlier, and now I'm flapping and I can't work out whether the stream's right. But yeah, to the wider point, the idea that the internet was just there as a place to, like, phones as well. This is the most coldest take in history, I acknowledge. Phones were there to make socialising easier, not replace it. Because, like, yeah, I don't know. And in this instance, there was like this sweet spot where they weren't the problem. Siddle's going to be in, by the way, speaking of Siddles. What time do you reckon he goes to bed? So then, it is generous, very. I'm hanging on to it. So giving Eric an existential crisis. He goes to bed at noon. He probably does, actually. Do you reckon I'll risk it? He'll be in, won't he? My fatigue's not too bad. I could do with a shower, though. I also don't have any bug spray, do I? But I need the money that Siddles would provide. See, here's the thing. Do you reckon the fridge and the kitchen are on different fuses? Because that's obviously the fridge, right? The kitchen. Let's turn the electric off. Scotty, stop. You confuse the Americans. So that's the kitchen fuse. Your 40s are alright. They're basically just your 30s, but with the realisation that it's too late to have amounted. There is a bit of that, isn't there? I don't know. Well, oh fuck! Have I just wait? So what's that fuse then? Is that the kitchen? Kaitio. Okay. Sounds obvious when you say it. Is it true for those of you in your 40s that your 30s feel like this last chance to get something notable done before the dark times? Then when you get to your 40s, you're like, ah, fuck it. We're past that point. Is kitchen light on now? Yeah, right. So that's... I should write these down, shouldn't I? That's the kitchen. Kind of. Are you in your 46 for? I don't think I've ever known how old you are. 43 this month. Damn. I'd have put you around my age. Which I hope you take as a compliment. You're considerably less of a cunt than you are in your 20s and 30s. Promise? Yeah, 43 makes you about the average age for the Doomhaus. I wonder what it is now. I was going to say it's probably crept up, like that's a surprise to anybody, but... Genuinely, what do you think it is? Because I think we're talking probably 80% are north of 30. No more. Who's lower than 30 now? Radware and Auger. I think Gara said he's 25. 43 feels like it's far away from 37. Realistically, it'll be 2 years. We've become the old people Discord. Yeah, I think Shaggy Dan said he's 29. So that'll pull it down a tiny bit. But yeah, I think it's Radware at like 25, Gara 25, and Auger at 23, I think. There's Radware, yeah, 26. Okay. Radware, help us. We need the average age bringing down slightly. We're aging in real time. I always figure, if you don't look at yourself a decade ago and want to strangle yourself, you should walk into the sea. True. Yeah. Even Velasquez is in his 20s now. Shit. Okay, Velasquez can help. We need to recruit at the low end, just for the sake of not having us all wither. You weren't enough of an arsehole if you don't look back and hate yourself from 10 years ago. True. Timmy, welcome to the stream. How's it going, Timmy? Timmy, please tell us that you're south of 30, although I don't think you are. We're desperate for some young people to try and get the average age down. Oh god, neither is Timmy. I feel like if we actually saw the average age of the Doomhaus, it'd be like Raiders of the Lost Ark, where our skin just... Our hair just immediately goes white and our skin falls off. So what you're saying is, reading between the lines, you want to buy some Golden Virginia and a Citroen Saxo VTR and smoke yourself silly before you're 40. I'm not saying no, Swifty, but if I was to say, are you coming out for a drive around literally nowhere so we can smoke some rollies and listen to Stone Roses, what would you say? We used to just be like, shall we just drive to nowhere for a bit? Yeah, go on then. I bumped into one of the worst arseholes from your year a while back. He was desperately, tragically reminiscing about his 20s and how he wishes he was that age again. I can't imagine who you're suggesting. I'm all in. Yeah. I don't want to be myself from that time. I think this is the important thing. I don't want to be myself from those previous eras, but I wouldn't mind being myself now in those previous eras. We're all old fucks. Here we are, Timmy. Good morning. Alkirion, good morning. If you're talking mental age, I'm south of 30, but physically... Alkirion, you're the biggest problem. You're the one that's pulling the average age up the highest. Answer for yourself. Not sure if you or Swifty would have known him. Maybe the name, I don't know, but I'm not putting it in here. That's fine, that's fine. Can I take this to a slightly darker turn? No, I'm not going to. Not about anyone we know or anything like that. Also, this song's loud as cocks. This is my goal, for Siddles not to go to bed. Ageist much? Absolutely, Alkirion. We're all complaining about the fact we're all getting older. The end of the year I'll be 27, but in my head I'm already 30. But also last year I was 20. Time passes too fast. Yes, it does. And I don't think it's ever going to slow down. Yeah, about 10 years ago I was going from a shit job to shit job, so yeah, that makes sense. It's all about the journey, right? That's going to sound as live, laugh, love as imaginable, but if you feel like you're further down the line than you were back then you can't really complain, right? I think about that job-wise, I don't want to be how I was back then in that job. I want to see how I would be in that job now. Precisely, yeah. You don't want to rewind the clock, but you wouldn't mind being in that situation as modern day you. Fuck me, I professionally matured so much in the last 2 years. Yeah, but 2 years ago you got all them fish and Sea of Thieves while working. Everything I've learned about Stubbler's prejudices has been against my will. Wait, what was I prejudiced against? I can't remember. Right, yeah, I'm gonna go to the slightly darker place, but it's not that dark. Is it not a good thing to not be one of those people that all the reminiscences on all their fond memories are at school? And all the memory that they cling to, all their examples and all their anecdotes are at school. I think if you can if you're not one of those people by 30, then it's not too bad. It was ageism this week, Tonga for the last 5 years. Why so slow over the tracks? Does it glitch and fly in the air? It doesn't, Timmy, no, but I've gone over those train lines too confidently lately. And especially when I've got the radio on too loud. I don't want to get hit by the train because it will just one-shot me. It's the friends we met... Eric, no. I don't remember much from school. Me neither, yeah. I think I could cut all of my school memories out and I wouldn't lose any anecdotes. I forgot, yeah. Got fired for underperformance. Maybe bringing up Sea of Thieves isn't the way. Well, I bet your CV looks a lot healthier now, right? Was it maybe a bit too far to bring up the school thing? It might have been. But hopefully you know what I was getting at. Also, how can you be ageist if you're complaining that you yourself are too old? Is there an ism where you bully yourself? God, I nearly said something terrible. Got a solid CV now, yeah. I'm 33 and I feel 55. 53. I do feel like we absorb a week's information per day now. And as a result, it's not doing us any favours, is it, in terms of, like, wearing our brains to mush? Alright. Okay, money problems fixed immediately. Thanks to good old Siddles. As you get older, you start to reminisce about more recent things. Is that what's done it, maybe? Yeah, fell and didn't break a hip yesterday. Remember to eat last week. Oh, and yes, had a recent dump and feel wonderful. When you get to over 50, Alcarion. Hang on a minute. Raise him up. When you get over 50, Alcarion, do you get a load of health bars like that at the top in real life? Because that would make things easier, I think. Right, Siddles. Brought you some logs.
Vähän vaavampaa jakkaa. Ostot kaljaa ja makkaroni, eiköhän sillä pärjää. Ja voipi tehdä varmaan lisääkin tarvihen näitä, niin voit jaksa tehdä sitten sillä rahalla ja makkaralla. Niin. Ei muuta kuin morjens.
No, but women in their 40s start looking good when you're age 50. Oh, that, I tell you what, while we're talking about school and reminiscing, it is mental to think that, like, all your teachers when you were a real top when you were little, or when you were like less than 10, all your teachers were like these old, like, grandma-y kind of women, weren't they? That you looked up as stern, like, authority figures. Most of them will have been like 27. You can get fired for under performance even with a solid CV, but it's good that you're getting better. True. Satan, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I should say Dark. Dark Pussy, welcome to the stream. How's things? Yes, it's been very upsetting. And to God, it feels like most of my teachers were just a wee babe. Yeah, we had a really young French teacher. That we could even tell at the time. She must have been 21 or something. I can't even tie my shoelaces at 37, let alone teach people or something. Those older teachers are now my younger cousin. Fucked up. Even the old, like, matronly dinner ladies and stuff. Or, what would you call them? How would I translate that? Lunch ladies. Even they were all, like, 40. When I was in my first year of high school, there was one Spanish teacher. She seemed so much older, but damn, she was only 27. Just a kid. Fuck. It's too much responsibility. Dinner ladies are called sex workers now. I read something the other day, and I don't know how true it is. That Hooters can't find staff anymore. And your initial thought would be, that's fine. That's probably a good thing that we're moving away from that weird sort of unnecessarily lascivious period. But apparently it's because all the people that would have worked there that are inclined to do that kind of work are doing other things now. I don't know how true that is, but that's just, you know? I remember when I was doing childcare course, I got really friendly with a teacher there. Surprised to find out she was only 24. Now think back to yourself at 24. Exactly same. Yeah. We need to open up wing plate. And when I say people like that, I obviously mean people that are willing to use their body as a financial asset outside of the darkest, you know? The only Hooters I know here is Nottingham, and have you seen the women there? There's a nice amount of traditional shit on Nottingham joke in 2025. Attractive people, I suppose, yeah. Not that attractive people only have one, you know what I mean. You all know what I mean. Hooters is weird. I first knew about it on The Office, I think. It's a weird concept, isn't it? Went to a rip-off Hooters in Manchester for a mate's stag do. The prices pretty much ended. The prices ended the night. Oh. There's talk, Satan, of whether the Midlands and the North are the same breed, but that's the most north of Watford thing you've ever said. Shake my hand, sir. Well played. Is it? That's what it is, Alkira. The file for bankruptcy. That might have been the root of the thing that I read. Honestly, who wants to eat wings around horny men? Eric, true. This is why, even as a fucking rampant testosterone-fueled teenager, I never liked strip clubs. Because why would I want to be in a room with a load of sexually turned on men? As a straight man. Especially loads of them I know. We know what you mean, but we choose not to interpret your statements charitably so we can take the piss. Huzzah, I wouldn't have it any other way. Huzzah, good lord. Why would you want to be horny while eating wings? It's a weird concept. had 2 beers for a tenner 15 years ago. Yeah, I think I'd have called off the wedding soon, let alone the... Is it mayo, is it ranch, or is it something else? I think you maybe lack the incredibly deep, undiagnosed depression that drives those men there. Yeah. My marriage is yet to get loveless. Damn, this tractor ride, we are hitting our shots. Reminds me of Seinfeld when George was eating pastrami on rye while having sex. Well, let's not get to that discussion, that's even worse. No, I'm not doing that, it's too early in the afternoon. Maybe you just respect women and your own dignity too much. It's probably the same sentence twice. No. Swing and a miss, as our swing and a miss. First of all, eating while having sex. Ugh. True. But more importantly, yeah, George. Why are them two things so connected? I hate the mere concept of food in a sexual... Ugh. I don't mean Hooters, I mean actual... You know what I mean? To be fair, there are some meals that are better than sex. Not at Hooters, but we've all had that meal. That's true. Most of them. Transformers. Fuck. If you'd have said, if this had been completely out of context, I'd have still laughed at it. I didn't see you actually respected your own dignity, just that respected your own dignity too much to go to strip clubs. That is true, that's a low bar. Shaggy Dan, good morning. Never eaten a kebab off a woman whose lady parts look like a kebab as well. It's just disgusting. Oh. I'm a scruffy fucker in a lot of ways, but just food and... Oh, never the twain should meet. Let me step back again. Strawberries and... No. No. As much as I love food, yeah, no. Bubbles and food should never go together. I like sitting here discussing why food and sex is disgusting with a lot of my best internet friends, one of my longest, best real life friends, and my brother. You know what I mean? But that's the Doomhaus, apparently. That's the bed I've made for myself. Stop, everybody, stop. But which is which? Ziddles, welcome to the stream. Verdanski's back. What do you mean Verdanski's back? Alright. Logs delivered. Speak of Ziddles. We're now 3,400 marks. It's about to be midnight. Turn the lights off in the tractor. Oh, the Warzone map from COVID times. Are they remastering multiplayer maps now? That's probably big news, actually. I used to... It doesn't seem like me whatsoever, but I used to be massively into watching Battle Royale streams. And I'm not talking like... Just I went through a little phase. From like 2017 until 2023... I watched so much Battle Royale despite never ever having any urge to pick up any of them. Their numbers are down, so yeah. Cynically, I could understand why that would make a great deal of sense. But... Right, car is running smooth. Tomorrow we're going to get it set up and we're going to take it for its inspection. Even though it probably... Can you get the car inspected without a call to inspect it? Still need to play Sonic and Knuckles. Keep up, Eric. Good. Let's have a shower. Gara, welcome to the stream. You're orange on my screen today, Gara. It suits you. Call of Duty is atrocious nowadays. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I've heard anything of Call of Duty for a long time. They made a Japanese film called Battle Royale, and it just rips off the idea from PUBG. Yeah, it's bullshit. There's no originality in cinema anymore. I was about to just say, ooh, we've got an orange Gara. Battle Royale is a good film, it's true. Alright. That was a good day. Let's just have a stretch before bed, and we'll have to go get the car inspected. Yeah. Wouldn't mind having COD on my PlayStation, but it takes up 85% of all the space. Yeah, it's not the only thing you can play, right? Now that we lost Val Kilmer, film is dead. You know, I watched the... when Scotty posted that, I went and watched that shootout from Heat. Have you seen it? I don't want my electrics to go off. I'm kind of nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Gary, well done. Nando, welcome to the stream. An alert while I die in boredom in a virtual training. Oh, Nando, good morning. An AM virtual training meeting as well. Shit. I didn't know Val Kilmer was so ill, but I don't suppose I would. He was good as Batman. He was in Batman, wasn't he? Yeah, that shootout in Heat, though, where they're surrounded on both sides by the police. Oh, that was good. There was just no signs he was... Didn't he have, he had pancreatic cancer for a year or something, didn't he? Really bad, yeah. I don't know why I'd know whether he was ill or not, I think is my point, right? Can you get external hard drive? You can, Scott, yeah? I think you can just buy normal ones, let alone specially designed ones. It's a training about being the assistant manager of a paint shop. It's about as fun as watching said paint dry. Damn, it must be bad if the mundane My Summer Car gameplay is a step up, Nando. Good morning, good to see you. I don't recall ever having seen Heat. One of those I thought I'd have seen and bought. Sorry, it's one of those I'd have thought I'd have bought the DVD off from Sex already. It must be cheap as shit, that film, man. I haven't seen that in years. It's one of them things where, it's one of them scenes where I judge... you see a good scene, don't you? It's like a scene of a certain type in film or telly, and you judge all versions of that against it. That shootout scene in Heat is what I judge all shootout scenes against. You can't do that, Siddles, no. Can you not just plug one in the back? Get his voice box removed over time. Had AI read lines out for the new Top Gun movie, I heard. Shit. Alright, I need to get the car prepped, don't I? What am I doing? I need to get the seats out and all sorts. Did I leave the socket set on the floor at Alcarion's? Because that's a... Did I? No, it's there. Okay. You can copy things over to them so they take less time to download, but if you want to actually play it, it needs to be on the console. I mean, that might not be a thing on the Xboxes as well, but I think it is. Yeah, save time and just watch the scene on TikTok, yeah. So what do I need to remove? I think I need to remove the rally steering wheel. The carb I think I've passed with in the past. The rally seats. I need to put the warning triangle in as well, don't I? I'll remove a lot of components as well to try and get it a bit more stock. The tyres are rally tyres. Oh, I'm replacing them anyway. That's the whole reason we're doing this. You could for the PS4. I had a 4 terabyte hard drive and just downloaded everything. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not a... it's not... That can't be something they can just patch in, is it? They wrote into his character in the new Top Gun that he had the same cancer he had in real life. Is that true? I don't know whether that's a joke or not. It's supposed to be pretty good, that, right? In like a old-fashioned cinema kind of way. Oh. I mean, I haven't seen him in anything that was made after the 80s, but was he still good? In his own way, obviously. I'm sure people have comments on what he was like in the first place. There is a thought. In Total Recall, you had memories implanted. You had memories implanted than wasting time experiencing things. TikTok's allowed you to consume media in a faster way is kind of, you know. Say that again, Eric. In Total Recall, you had memory implants so you could waste time. Let's watch that again. My only memory of Total Recall is the Mars scene and him waking up and watching like a massive TV screen. New Top Gun is one of the best ever released, and his part in it is good. Is it really? It will always be Mad Martigan. What's that from? The memories of vacations implanted, so you do. Oh, I see. Yeah, that is kind of prophetic. Pat, good afternoon. We're off to go get the car inspected again. It's that time of the week. Taking all the racing stuff off so I don't get bollocking by the people at the inspection shop. You're empty, aren't you? No, you're full. Okay, you can stay. The wheels we take out, obviously, because they're going on. Trim has 3 cowies. Okay, brilliant. Yeah. Pack with Bobby. Total Recall, you had memories of vacations. TikTok allows you to have these ideas shared faster than seeing the whole thing, yeah. You can go on a holiday in 20 seconds. And witness nothing. Should check the oil levels. I can't really do the thingy though, can I? But then again, I checked all of these levels before we went to the rally. So this should be fine. Shame the Willow TV show wasn't anywhere near as good as Maverick. They made a Willow TV show. Sometimes I'm glad I've drifted away from all of this. Crazy that Willow and Top Gun are in the same universe. And Warwick Davis isn't fictional. Give me a 9. Not you lot, you're not cheerleaders. Despite how Eric's dressed. Tom Cruise played the dwarf. Looked awful in the most recent Maverick movie. I wasn't sure if it was just makeup or it was real. We can't all age like Tom Cruise, I suppose. The premise of it wasn't actually terrible, but the writing was, and I don't have words for how cringeworthy it was. The Willow TV show. Maybe we have a rule where we're only allowed to be fans of things that haven't been rehashed in a money-grabbing way. Tom Cruise with his weird centralised teeth. Or tooth, I should say. This car's so fucked up. Do you know what, Radway? You've been talking to me about potentially fixing the bodywork on this car. I might fix it, purely because I can't see when I'm trying to fix the sodding thing. If this is the shit subs coming in, that's good news. Hello?
Hei, olen Simo.
Painu vittuu, saatana.
Val Kilmer, everyone's favourite actor this week, but nobody knew he'd been fighting throat cancer since 2014. That's the internet in 2025, baby. Yeah, it is. Absolutely swamped. Did you know he was fighting throat cancer, Gwynplaine? No judge, that's not me saying you are, but you know what I mean? I don't even people who appreciate him the most, you can miss this stuff, right?
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
You did? Oh, because of Top Gun, yeah. I suppose. Actually, maybe it was quite a common thing that he was fighting it then. Sounds like the only person that didn't know was me, who hasn't watched any form of anything for 4 years. That sounds not bad. I think that's salvaged the internet's reputation a little bit. Those things are going where you could get a Firefly remake and hit it with a frying pan. Firefly is so good because as of yet it hasn't had one. Can you imagine if Firefly had 9 series and just ran aground like everything else we talk about? We may be lucky. Then again, I think people probably said that about Serenity, right? It was a banger. It's better to go rewatch Firefly to remind yourself of how much TV has come along since then and get excited about something else. It was kind of yeah. I remember you trying to sell it to me at the time, Gwynblade. You were like, it's a TV show. And in my mind, I had no idea what you meant by it. Like, I didn't realise that there was anything other than the Star Trek model of, like, enemy of the week, and which Firefly kind of is. Like, it's fucked to think that only that long ago I had no real concept of episodic telly. I think you showed me it in, like, 2004 or something. Some closure would have been nice, that's true. But there's a lot of things that we've slated for not sticking the landing, right? That's why George R.R. Martin has opted to die instead of finish his opus. So yesterday we denounced the gaming industry for plateauing and going to shit. Today we've done it for film. What's next? Sothan's OnlyFans content. To the moon! That's what you mean. OnlyFans is good. It is good. Eric, you should be ashamed of yourself. Well played. Well, I don't like these old alloys. When we're rich and we're making a fortune from the rally every weekend, I'm going to treat myself to a pair of like fully rally alloys, and then replace the GT rims with the road tyres and get rid of these old fucking wheel steels, whatever the game calls them. I have to defend George R.R. Martin on this. Lord of the Rings has 135 named characters. Song of Ice and Fire has over 2,000. Not surprised the 6th book is taking as long as it has. I'm surprised he's got the others out as fast as he did. Agreed. It's the densest hard sci-fi, hard fantasy almost ever written, right, outside of, like, Dune and stuff. Yeah, no, I'm completely on his side, but whether or not we actually get it before he pops his clogs, I don't know. I like the knockers. Yeah. Pretty complex isn't the word, right? Alright, inspection. I need the warning triangle. I nearly forgot. 135 named characters in Lord of the Rings. I wonder if I can name 100. I wouldn't try, but I'd be interested to try. And you write 1,000 pages only to realise one of your characters is in the wrong place and you have to trash it all. Yeah, imagine like a big character sheet he's got for that. Speaking of the worst possible characters, Razor, welcome to the stream. 135. That's got me thinking now about 135 named Lord of the Rings characters. I bet you could do that quite easy, actually. Can't imagine many I'd miss. I'm not going to do it though, everybody, don't worry. Razor, good afternoon. His Incestorama Dragon Porn multi-series that spans multiple mediums, he could go down as the horniest man of all time. I mean, Song of Ice and Fire book readers will know there's one thing he likes more than sex in those books. to like a depressingly deep level. Sam, Frodo, there's two. Yeah, maybe we can go. Voldemort, yeah, Peter Venkman. Pikachu, yeah, Jason Orange. Mina is not a turtle anymore. I have to find Orc BDSM memes now. How good are they though, Razor? I know we're supposed to shit on AI, but whoa. Especially the one with the two of us on it. It's so good. Let's just scroll up for those that haven't seen it. I actually dipped my toe into making bullshit on AI and managed to make... Whoa. I'm gonna shit on AI for like 5 more years max, yeah. But yeah, that one of the pair of us walking through the Barrens that I posted a couple of hours ago. I didn't realise that you can. It's at the point where you can prompt it to that level now. Thing is, I know a lot of people say that we shouldn't be supporting it and stuff, but would Mina and I have access to anything like that? Otherwise, would we have to pay an artist or something for it? Weird. Right, please no. Please no. Okay. Still scared. So fucking scared. Or is this the kind of rationalising you that drives the whole thing into becoming a problem? I feel like I'm really running out of... because without the new tyres, the acceleration's just nowhere near as good. It's okay to be irrelevant. Hang on. Radiologists are probably going to be out of the way because they learn to be radiologists and the same model AI uses to become AI. Really? And Eric was posted an article the other day that was talking about examples of AI trying to resist being closed down in certain circumstances. It's going to start looking too generic with time, then artists will start to be praised again. I can see it turning into a cycle. I think it might actually be the thing that breaks the AI bubble. They'll put caricature artists out of work first. You know what? Shaggy then. I'm going to post it in Discord now at the top. So this took me about 5 minutes of tinkering with prompts. That's my Troll Mage and Mina's Orc Hunter. We would pay a lot of fucking money to get somebody to paint us something as accurate as that. I think we might already be there. Look at thousands of CT scans to find patterns. Oh, and that's the exact same data you push to AI to train it to do the same. Yeah. So, I'm assuming a radiologist, like, that job is mostly the knowledge to detect from data, right, as opposed to using the machines. Then you can just replace the guy with the AI and just train some intern to run the machine, right? It's a bigger leap than we realise that you can produce that image. It is, and it's huge over the last 12 months. It's a huge leap in the last 12 months. Kind of like sexing. No, that's a real job. Tell that to Hooters. Finally, the San Andreas thing. What's worse than picking up 10,000 herb siddles? I think a year ago we were laughing at how shit it was. I don't see a point where it's going to get worse, not exponentially better. Yeah, that's the thing we repeat a lot, right? The scary thing is, while people are mocking it, this, right now, is the worst it will ever be. and it'll take insane leaps in the next year, and then that will be the worst. You know what I mean? Oh, have you got to play it on some heightened difficulty or something? So you get T. Oh, I see. Combat does suck. Doesn't suck at all. Combat is rough in that. And people differentiate male and female chickens because you don't want a rooster in your factory. Oh, sexing, I see. I thought he was fucking joking about. We've ruined the word sexing. People that do the sexing do it based on experience and practice. They don't really have a knowledge or a trick that they're doing. So that's not something you can teach. 1 on easy, 4 on 1 you fucked. Or 3 on 1 and a dog, as I learned last Friday. That's really good. It's got the correct number of body parts and everything. The only problem is I couldn't get the troll to look skinny. And it accidentally put that overcoat on Nina, and I thought that makes her look 10 times more hunter. So I kept it. So I asked it to keep that cloak going forward. But yeah, for the most part, I could have that on the wall, and everybody would immediately recognise it as our characters. And the only thing AI will not be able to achieve is art based on emotion. It can hit the trademark points and make something based on algorithms and examples, but not a direct expression. It doesn't need. I think the difference is it will learn to simulate that. It won't ever feel it, but it will learn to simulate it, right? Then you aim on synthesizing the emotion, not feeling it. Yeah. Kind of goes the same for radiologists. You can teach someone medical knowledge, but reading a scan correctly is just pattern recognition. Yeah, true. It's just so it's more of it's the diagnosis that is their speciality, and without that diagnosis ability. Chaz, welcome to the stream. Grandma doesn't know how to sex. Streamer is too selfish to show her. Grandma has a massive willy, Chaz. AI can only reproduce patterns. It will always be based on something created by the hand. Yeah, but what if it's not our hand? Or we're not the artist? AI is not going to replace real artists, just the shitty ones. And in 5 years, the real ones too. True. CGI will never replace practical effects. Yeah, electronic music will never catch on. TV is just a phase. I mean, hindsight, right? I remember reading articles about standard TV-based gaming is dead once the Oculus came out. It's not always correct. I thought people in factories were vent sexing instead of just giving their best guess. Oh, for birds. Speaking of birds, Cheeky, welcome to the stream. I'm going to pull over for the midstream break then, there's no point. Cheeky, am I going to pass my inspection? Please say yes. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Did you have a good time at Cheeky's stream? Cheeky, was it a good one? I'm about to hope my car passes the inspection. Did I put the warning triangle in? Did I come all this way and forget the fucking warning triangle? No, did I? I did put it in, did I? Fuck for that. On the contrary, maybe our emotions are more close to the synthetic variant than being this complex thing. Do you know, I think about this a lot. Our emotions are not some spiritual thing. They are just chemical firings based on outside input, right? And patterns built from the chemical firings based on outside situational inputs. It's just a series of on-off decisions, which binary is not going to be able to... Do you know what I mean? Pictures or you're lying. We finished dismantling the Titanic. How did you get it off the ocean floor, Cheeky? I did actually see that. I got that recommended on YouTube this morning, that you were dismantling the Titanic. If you're enjoying Cheeky Stream, make sure you give him a follow. I'm sure he's got more games like that. And learned behaviours, yeah. Our brains and our emotions are just based on basic input. You could probably replicate those basic inputs pretty quickly, pretty simply, with a series of left-right decisions, right? Or 1 and 0. And this is me, as always, using evolutionary psychology more than I probably should, but it is, right? You paid, I paid 7,500 euros and it just appeared on the working area. I reckon it was the Amish that did it, cheeky. You know how good they are at these things. Your learned behaviours or experiences are the filter, but would that not be... It would be pretty easy to replicate, no? Okay, right, everything is stock. We've got the stock wheels with some normal road tyres on. We've got the stock exhaust, the stock everything, stock muffler, or manifold, whatever. The carb, I think I've passed with that carb in the past. Fuel's good. Should I check the meters? I'm not checking the coolant because I'll burn my face off. Please, is the oil good? I can fix that now if it isn't. Okay. Please say I've got some oil. I brought some oil, didn't I?
Saatana!
I'm driving. I've got time, right? I've got time. Drive to the shop, buy some oil, fill her up, come back, get the inspection done. Just a little detour, it's fine. That's only one ship in the whole DLC. How detailed is the interior on stuff like that? Cool, it isn't so cool. Mine's not, but you know what, it is cool. There. Tried to do a J-turn, but my tyres are too shit. Shit. Gwynblade's on the bus. Just gonna buy some oil. Bear with me. No! Who parked that there? I didn't get a chance, Rad, where I checked the oil before I went for the inspection and it was black. Hello, yes, one of them, please. Thank you, yes.
No niin, tarvitsisiko tämänkertaisesti?
Painu vittuun, saatana.
I'm not in the mood for him today. Things are going well, I don't need him. Okay, engine off. Good. Give me the 13, I think, for the drain plug on the bottom. I just already have a 13 out. How rude. He's the rude one. Come here, you. Right. Quick oil change. They have stuff like the grand staircase and different machinery and theming that overall not very, but it was close enough it felt bad breaking it all. Just think it's been laid down there. I'm assuming it's all like covered in barnacles and rotten from being on the seafloor. It's not just some pristine thing. Car repair must be so much easier when you can clip through metal. I know, right? I think the reason why you probably did this, Pat, is because if he put collision on my forehead, I think the car would fly to the moon every time you tried to lead into the engine well. I'm worried that the piston, or that there's something wrong with the pistons and or the head gasket and the cylinder head that caused the oil to be black. And if that's true, we're going to need more repairs at Alkyrion's than I thought. Look at that beautiful gold oil. Look at that now, lovely. And being able to hold a whole engine with your bare hands. You're talking about realism in a game that's set in a fictional country, you realise? You're holding it to a higher standard than it needs. Play the Spuds at the bridge and I'm scared, Stubler. That's how bad our manager is. Who's the Spuds? That Tottenham? That's the advanced formula oil. Yeah, that feels good. Oh, no, don't rag it in second gear. I'm so happy with how the car's running lately. Have I gone the wrong way? I just did go the wrong way, didn't I? Alright, I'm going to have to give it a rag it round the block. I remember before my first ever rally, I did a load of laps of this because I was like neurotic and then ragged the car too much. But I'd also never driven it fast. Took a nice walk around the Stamford Bridge area last weekend. Where is it? It's in West London, isn't it? Okay. I don't want to think about football lately. It's in Fulham. I don't want to think about football lately, do I? I don't want to think about football lately. After all the Newcastle United fan channels suddenly started advertising Visit Saudi after their cup win. The celebration doesn't have to continue. It doesn't have to stop here. Let's go to Riyadh. And so fucking cynical. Don't know how Ange hasn't been sacked yet. I think all of these clubs have to realise that there is no such thing as a big six anymore. It's just the big three at the moment. I was in the front half of the ship and the iceberg damaged, and one boiler blew a hole in the side of the ship, but mostly it was like new. Well, it had iceberg damage and one boiler blown, but I suppose that's all that took it down, right? Alright, are we ready? I think we're good. It's good for brake fluid, good for clutch fluid. We've had a full oil change. All the 4 stock tyres are on and they're brand new. The stock seats are in. The steering wheel! No! Wait, I haven't got the stock or GT steering wheel. Please say that that's not a thing that it can fail on. Why can't I buy an inspection? What? Can I not buy an inspection because I've not had an inspection leaflet yet? So the whole getting ready for the inspection was pointless because there's no chance of getting... Do you know why I can't get an inspection, everybody? Because I don't need an inspection. I came preemptively, and I suppose this is the first time that we've needed to learn that you don't need an inspection to go get an inspection. Okay. Information we now know. Write that down. Every time I've come to get an inspection in the past, I mean, it's ready for it now, right? We'll go to Alkarions and we'll start working on the new upgrades and stuff. Every time I've needed to get an inspection in the past, it's because it's been very late. So I've come preemptively, and it turns out I don't need to. Therefore, you can. How many hours did this take, by the way? I mean, we've not lost any. I came to get the inspection and do some shopping. We'll just get it inspected tomorrow. Way to go, you did a super job. How was Richmond doing this season? Who's Richmond? Other than a place in Virginia, I think? And the south of England. Might as well get your new wheel, right? I mean, all the wheels, there's no wheels I necessarily need, but I do need some food. Yeah, the car's in perfect condition. Hello. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody needs... Oh, it's Ted Lasso, I see. There's a very particular reason why I refuse to watch that programme. At least for now. The car's in perfect condition if you don't look at it. Can I have 1 macaroni box, please? Actually, I would like some new lottery numbers. I'm going to go bang, 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 and bang. The unflinching optimism will trigger an existential crisis. No, because when that TV show came out, Leeds United, after just getting to the highest position they've been at in 20 years, and I spent a hell of a lot of time, effort, energy and money watching it happen with the most beloved manager we've ever had, sacked him and brought an American coach in who was one of the most detestable people I've ever seen, had played the worst football I've seen for 30 years at that place, and got us relegated and ruined all the good stuff. So, even though it's so completely unrelated, he was routinely called Ted Lasso because of that, to the point where I need some time. It's still too raw. Jesse Marsh, detestable. Gary, you need to actually watch more Premier League instead of just looking at the scores. I've got to say, you should have brought in Ted Lasso. That was the origin of the conversation, Surfer. I haven't watched it. Why don't you watch it? Quit with the banging up there. I'm trying to work. Let me just get quickly to Alkyrion's. No, I was just showing you the context was up top. The whole point of Ted Lasso is the opposite of a detestable person, though. It's just not just that he's American. I know. It wasn't anything other than the fact that that name is intrinsically linked with that character now, and it's going to take me a little while to get over it before I can look into it. I know it's good, though. I know it's very good. I only watched the Premier League. Sorry, stuff. That was in the Premier League. Sorry to talk weather, but we had a legitimate ice blizzard yesterday. It felt like broken glass hitting your face. It's sunny and 15 degrees Celsius today. It's an ice blizzard. Oh, I had a Scotty message I was going to go back to. Hang on, Scotty, I'm coming for you. Here I come. That show pissed me off. AFC Richmond is southwest. It played at Selhurst Park in the southeast. What, they used Selhurst Park as the ground? One of the oldest and most knackered-looking football stadiums in... As that might be part of the plot for all I know. Not calling you out, I'm calling the people out. Oh, I see, you're calling the people out who called him Ted Lasso. Thing is, though, is he came in and he was this, like, overwhelming optimist, and he was all bubbly this, and we're going to do it, and he had all the players watching. He used to read them like Mother Teresa quotes, and he had them watching inspirational Netflix documentaries instead of training and that stuff. So he looked like this sort of positive. Croydon is out of southeast London. Is it on some divide? Couldn't use the G-Tech as Brentford and their... Oh, Brentford are the rivals in the show, I see. Brentford rival? Weird. He wanted to be Ted Lasso but failed. That makes a bit more sense. And now he's the manager of the Canadian national team. Thought they use Fahrenheit in Canada as well. They do, Bradway. Yeah, Mike. Okay, concentrate, don't read chat. Just for cooking and checking if you're ill. Canada's got that idiot British method of using both. Just for the record, I have no problem with Americans in football. Just for the record. It's just that guy. Whoa, Mike. I need to concentrate. I'm so excited about the rally, I'm rallying when I don't need to rally. I'm simply driving to Alkyrion's before he shuts, and then we're going to have the midstream break. And then, I'm going to replace some parts. Right, are you still open? You are. So Where's Pulisic confirmed? Oddly, he was never anything to do with the American connection in like Rangers. He felt like a generation that was slightly older, but in reality, he wasn't at all, was it? Ah, poor Brendan Aronson, bless him. It's a shame we haven't got a football tournament this year. Although, the next Doomhaus football tournament is going to be the World Cup next year. Where did I get sausages from? This is my macaroni, isn't it? Oh, my thirst. Beers. That'll be alright. Okay. It's midstream break time. Don't think anyone thinks you're having anything against Americans. You know too many of us to get away with that. I don't have anything against Americans. It's just Southern, it turns out. And Jesse Marsh. There's some salty-ass macaroni. Right. Speaking of salty macaroni, Eric's in charge. Behave for him. You know what it's like when angered. And I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Rinky dinky tinky doo a dinky minky rinky doo. A dinky rinky minky dinky dinky binky rinky doo. Rinky dinky tinky doo a dinky minky rinky doo. A dinky rinky minky dinky dinky binky rinky doo.
I managed to escape without cats accusing me of falling in the toilet this time. Rinky dinky tinky doo, a dinky minky rinky too, a dinky rinky minky dinky dinky binky rinky doo. Rinky dinky tinky doo, a dinky minky rinky too, a dinky rinky minky dinky dinky binky rinky doo. What's in there? 12, welcome to the stream. Radware, thank you for the bits. Eric, good work. We're back. Alright, 90 minutes remaining. What do I need to upgrade on this car? I think because of the oil problem we had before, I need to check on probably... We'll check the rocker shaft, we'll check the cylinder heads, which I don't know if you can replace. The gearbox is new. The oil pan, I don't know if that can wear out. Alternator and starter are new. Water pump has replaced 2 upgrades ago. Fuel pump replaced 2 upgrades ago. I think it's pistons. I won 12. 240 marks. Schmitz, do you know any other K-pop stars? Schmidt says Cloudy Lemonade, then Radway says Tropical, 12 says Fruity, Scotty says Cloudy Lemonade, Eric says Pepsi Max. Right, I don't like doing this, but I'm going to have to do this at some point. We're going to replace the pistons. Did I bring the wiring mess? I did.
No, ei jaksa katsoa sun naamaa.
Stop doing that. Fucking hell. Right. Engine out. I need to get comfortable with pulling my car to pieces. But this is a big job. Is it wise doing this now, given he's just shut? 6-4 says Fizzy Orange. Chaz says something juice, and I'm not quite sure what his type. Question, everybody. Have you been auto-modded today? Where it comes up and says, are you sure you want to call this person a poo head? You have, Eric, yeah? Fuck. I've turned it all the way off. But for some reason it still does it. When I said sauerkraut and blowjobs. Reddit says dandelion and burdock. Should I get auto-modded? I mean, it was doing it for really tame shit. Like, Eric said the word blowjobs and it said, whoa. I wonder if it's doing it because I don't have the chat set to 18 only? Or do I? I don't know if I do. Satan says Pepsi Max Cherry. Razor says dandelion and burdock. Fuck you, got auto. I turned the whole thing off and it's still doing it. I don't get it. If these pistons look alright, by the way, we're not doing the pistons, I'll just replace the cylinder head. Do these pistons look alright, or are some... Or are some of them discoloured? They don't look bad. I have to keep chucking beers back to try and deal with thirst. This is how I get fat. The answer is, everybody... Definitely lemon and lime, says Gareth. It's fucking tropical blast. Radware, good work. You can put a big gold star on your spreadsheet for the one you won. Alright, let's just do this. Fortune favours the bald, right? Which I most certainly am. Hence the hat. I will. A big star on your spreadsheet. Bald! Got him. Why is the block not coming out? That should be...
No mitä helvettiä?
Bald and fat. Hence the hat. Is Tropical Blast red or yellow flavour? I don't know. You're going to have to help us non-Americans with your red and blue and purple flavour stuff. Help us understand. Dougie, good morning. I'm going to replace some of the pistons today, which is a monster job. I don't know if I've got... let's have another beer while I think about it. I've got the... just over there is the other thing. Germany has red flavour. So what is it supposed to be?
You fat fucking bald man in our hat. You are so bald and fat.
That's the new Doomhaus better in 2025. Bald and fat. Did I miss the drink? It was tropical, Dougie, yeah. Dougie, good morning. Eric, thank you for the big bits. Bald and Fat 2025. That's my new one. Do you know what? I've not gone bald yet, but I do want to go grey quick, if that's all right. I'm interested in going. I want to be grey, but it's not really happening yet. There's like a little bit on the sides, but barely. It's like coming in a little bit, but I want to be one of the people that goes fully white. I've given up. Why are you replacing pistons? If you feel like you're not getting max with I'm just worried they go, Dougie, because when the pistons go, like when there's a major piston malfunction, it's incredibly destructive. So I'd rather get it done early than... It's preemptive as opposed to anything. Like, when the pistons go, it blows out the whole... Where's this big fucker that I need to... Oh, it's there. So this should be the gearbox. These are 7s, aren't they? I'd love to go full white. You mean the hair? Listen, Reza, you can't just move to Hungary and think that fixes everything. Germany also has a weird beer-cola hybrid drink, so they can't talk. That's true, yeah, Cats talks regularly about... was it Fanta and Coke that they mix together? And it's like a really popular thing they do. Riddlers and they're real. Radler is fine. That's just shandy and that's normal. It's the soft drink stuff that's weird, right? Do I need to take the bearings off to get the crankshaft off? This is a big rebuild. Do I have enough oil to go? This might have fucked it. I'm going to be sat on the dirt until late at night doing this. I do feel like the more I do this, though, the better, right? The more I get used to completely removing everything on the engine, the better. Mezzo is orange in colour, it's way good. No, stop, don't show your hair. I think yeah. I shouldn't have linked to the jalopy playthrough, should I? Tried a Fanta Coke mix based on Cats's recommendation, and it's not bad really, it's just orange cola. I suppose, yeah. Satan was saying yesterday that he got strawberries and cream Pepsi. So I suppose anything can work with the cola taste. It just feels like cola is a bit... It's like... It feels like not savoury, what's the word? It's like a different type of... Like, I associate... All I'm going to do is name a load of brands now, but I associate, like, jelly fruit sweets and chocolate on a different level. And it feels like that's the clash between these fruity cola things. Isn't Coca-Cola, we can joke about the hidden recipe stuff, but isn't Coca-Cola supposed to be like a caramelly flavour? Cola has fruity... It does. It's a spice sweetness. I associate it with cinnamon or cardamom. Cola, you mean? Am I going to have to take all of this off to get the crankshaft off? I might not have actually had to take all of that stuff. It might just have been this that I had to remove, the water pump pulley. But to get that off, I'm going to have to pull in the... Oh yeah, that's it. Cinnamon and Cardi's mum. Where's the alternator belt? Right, move in. Tastes like caramel colouring 4. Yes, Evan, thanks for the correction. Is he on his word association arc? You'll never break him out of it, Eric. You've just got to ride it out. You an 11? You are quite big. Alright, water pump pulley. Off. Or crankshaft pulley, I should say. Do I have to take the timing chain and the water pump? Did I was talking about this being a big job? They are 10s on the water pump pulley, surely. Let's say they're not 11s. 7s. This guy's on fire. This gets Southam. He's happy right now. Who's happy right now? Me? Doing this? I don't think so. I'm singing now, Southam. Oh yeah, Kings of Leon. God, they felt like they were about to be the biggest band in the world for 5 minutes, didn't they, the Kings of Leon? And there was just no album after that popped up anywhere. They were everywhere, weren't they? Yeah. I watched them as well at Leeds. They were alright. It was never the music that I was too passionate about, but they were alright live as well. Just the pressure in the... I think that it was more lightning in a bottle, that album. Right, now can I get the crankshaft off? Fuck my life. What is... Do I have to pop the pistons out and that's all I had to do and this was all been a waste of time? Have I really done that for no fucking reason? I bet I've just taken off 90%... I bet 90% of the stuff I've just taken off wasn't necessary. Fuck off. Had a song on 2003, Red Morning Light, yeah. That was the period where it all started happening, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll have a new head gasket as well while I'm in here, big man.
Joo, sä niinku meinaat, että mun tarvitsis
Shut
toista sattuman paskaa niinku koskea tämmöisellä äijän käsillä. Siinä voi kuule vähän tulla sellainen hittarimainen olo, kun mä alan hienoa tosta peltiä vähän silemmäksi. Mutta tietysti jos sä maksat siitä, niin kyllähän sitä ainakin persettä myytyy.
The Killers, you mentioned the Killers. The Killers, weirdly, weren't a one-hit wonder band, but became one. Like, they were a band that had a relatively good sort of pop rock album around that indie period. And Mr. Brightside wasn't like a colossal song, it was just a song by a band with a good little arsenal early on. But then Mr. Brightside has become a one-hit wonder after the fact, weirdly. I mean, Jenny was a friend of mine above somebody told me. 6'4". That album was top. Hot Fuss was good. It was huge here as well, Southend, but what I'm saying is everything on that album was huge. Like, all the singles off that album here were as big as Mr. Brightside was. It was just like this huge... They were just seen as a good band instead of a band that had a good song. But since then, it's all fallen away, and Mr. Brightside has like poked its nose up and become some sort of... And they almost look like a one-hit wonder band now, weirdly. There's a song called Caution that was recently. Go anywhere with a white girl drinking and you'll hear Mr. Brightside, yeah? For a short while, I thought Kings of Leon was Paul Stanley's solo project. Kings of Leon? Oh, I took all this stuff apart for no frigging reason. I bet I could have just popped the rocker shaft off and started removing the pistons. But then again, I had to get under, didn't I, to get to the crankshaft bolts, so that doesn't make sense. Somebody told me when you were young, they're all tons better than Mr. Brightside. But people have been saying that about a band's most popular song for millennia, right? Hello, game? Personally, I miss Sugar Cult and Harvey Danger 2 top-tier one-hit wonders whose follow-up album I have on repeat still. What was their one hit? Game. Please. Oh, so that finally knocked the crankshaft off, did it? Lovely. Where's the bolts? Oh no, you don't bolt the crankshaft on, do you? You bolt the pistons on top of the crankshaft. Oh. Somebody told me it was the lead single, wasn't it, from that album? God, I'll never... No. Yeah. Killers with a Sugar Ray of the mid-2000s. I remember a lineup at one of the Leedses I was at, that the Saturday was Metallica, the Sunday was Rage Against the Machine, and the Friday was the Killers. You could see where the direction Leeds was going in at the time, right? Harvey Danger had a flagpole ditter in the late 90s. Sugar Cult had a pretty girl in like 2004. A flagpole sitter. I've never heard of any of those, must be more of a national hit. Or at least didn't get to this country too much. Kids jiving to just this. Similar to how Wonderwall might be the third best song on the Wonderwall single. Yeah. Damn, they had some good... What song was Masterplan the B-side to? Oasis just couldn't falter, could they, around the time of that first album? And the second one. Was it on the... Yeah, I didn't want to commit to it. But yeah, Masterplan, arguably one of the best ever songs. Nice and shiny new pistons now, Dougie. You see why I did it? I've held it itself, don't worry. Flagpole City. I might have also, but just don't know the name, but... Oasis, a band I hate that has songs I like. I honestly, like... The thing is about Oasis is, in 2025, do you know the fucked up thing, right? The best take I had from on Oasis, I got shared this quote. Well, let's not go down the internet fucking pipeline as a result of this. I can't be asked to hear everybody's takes on this. You'll know when I say it. One of the best takes I saw culled, and then it was revealed who said it, on why Oasis were popular in 2025 in this country. And it was about how it harkened back to a time where, before the crash of 2008, where like amenities and leisure was cheap and housing was cheap and all that kind of thing. And I found myself agreeing to it because the late 90s were an extremely prosperous time just before neoliberalism completely fingered the country. And I found myself agreeing with this whole thing, and it turned out at the end the quote was from Andrew Tate, of all people. Like, it was one of them things you find yourself agreeing with all the way. Just before I was born, great. But yeah, I think it's like... I mean, he's a dickhead, that doesn't need saying, but he was right. It kind of harkens back to a bit of a glorious period in this country where, for a little while, our economy and everything was just flying. Things were really, really good. Are they expensive? Do it every time you drive to keep them shiny. They're about 200 marks or something each. No, more, about 400 each, Dougie, so they're expensive. The late 90s were prosperous. I was told the UK became a third world country the moment Thatcher ran for office. Not the moment, but it was even somebody as sort of more centre-left than people who want to burn down everything Thatcher ever did. I want to burn down everything Thatcher ever did. Ironically, Thatcher created the problems that Trump's trying to fix, in our country, similar to the ones that Trump's trying to fix. Even the right wing, other than the very extreme end, hate Thatcher in this country. Flagpole Sitter is the theme song for Peep Show. Maybe I'd recognise it then, yeah. Yeah, Thatcher deregulated the agreement between both parties after the war to rebuild the country. She completely deregulated all business. And as a result, there was now no longer any rules to keep the industry inside the UK, to work with UK factories, to promote industry in the north. So all of the companies, once the regulation was gone, all the companies went, fuck that then, we're buying from abroad, boy. And the entirety of the north died. And as a result, it started to decline.
I'm not sick, but I'm not well. And I'm so hot, because I'm in hell.
I don't recognise it, yeah. And as a result, that decline led to one of the most prosperous economies in the world becoming what was just dying as Oasis were on their way out. It was the end of that period. If I heard it, I'd recognise it, yeah. I was never a Peep Show fan, so it's not something that I could repeat quickly. Eric, thank you for the bits. Breakfast made, dishes cleaned, pans washed, piano tuner still tuning. I've stalled a bit. I've got a bit stuck as to what I'm doing. Have you noticed? I think I need... So this is where the alternator is. If I was to put... Okay, so... There we go. Right. I was just taking the piss. I'm not competent in British policy, but as a general rule, when it comes to manufacturing, I imagine the correct thing to do in an ideal world is to be make retaining available so people could just switch tracks if their current occupation becomes non-viable. To a degree, but with Thatcher it was more... She was like the very end of the libertarian right. What do you call them? Like libcons or whatever you call them. And it was all about let the market decide. And as a result, the market did decide, and it was like, fuck all of these rules that we put in place after the war to make sure Britain can survive during the rebuild. We don't need that anymore. Let's get rid of all the regulations, and as a result, they very quickly fucked off all of the north. Sheffield steel industry died, and all of the coal industries around this area, and all the fishing trade and everything died and just went abroad. And very quickly... we created the deindustrialisation that led to like enormous unemployment and stuff. And ironically, the problems Thatcher and Reagan created with that mindset is exactly what Trump's trying to fix. It's fucked. Say 2007 was probably the best year in the past 50 overall. Yeah, in the West at least. It was all building towards something nice, right? No, you're right, Azar, you're right. I know, I was trying to tie it back to that as well, yeah. No, I'm not arguing with you in any way, do we? What am I doing? It's Reaganism is what I'm describing, but you probably recognise it. Why keep the money at home when you can spend less elsewhere, exactly. I'm loving this conversation and debate, yeah. I don't think any of us here disagree on anything, which is... we're just discussing it, right? But yeah, to bring it all the way back to Oasis, I think the reason why Oasis sits so pleasantly in our hearts is because that was at a very, very positive time in at least British culture. Deciding whether you liked Oasis or Blur more was the biggest problem we had for a while there. I'm just wondering how long before this conversation reaches Hitler. Speaking of Hitler, it's cousin. Right, let's put the clutch on. I'm not confident that I've put all of the water pump and everything on this side on properly, which is making me nervous. Crankshaft pulley goes here. That's going to need a 10 to bolt into it or something. The idea of enshittification that happens to websites happened in real life first, huh? Gestures generally. So that's general gesture. Yeah, post-World War II in this country, there was a thing called the post-war consensus, where the right and the left were like, all right, we're not going to get anywhere, and there's too much to do. Let's work together. Then we had strong unions that helped keep all of the industry and business and regulation inside the country, which meant that the North could prosper while the South did all the monetary stuff. Industry was booming while the rebuild was happening. And the markets were allowed to trade abroad with regulations to make sure that the money was coming in. Everything was perfect. Not perfect, but it led to an extremely strong economy and prosperous time. And Thatcher's like, that's enough. Let's make some money. I mean, back in the day, we had two main parties who were completely the same. How times change. At least they admitted it back then and worked together. Right. I do think there's a sense in which both protectionist and economist policy and nationalised industries can hold back economic modernisation, like moving away from coal in the US to some degree. I think it probably doesn't make a ton of sense, like manufacture toys in the US, but if the toy factories are all going to leave, there should be structures in place to relocate those workers to fields that make sense for the US to do. Yeah. It's just I think it's a very... Are we boring everybody, by the way? I think it's just a very, very large job to try and convince half of the country to let that happen from the top down, right? Because that would have to be a pretty heavily regulated fallback, I think. I just joined it, I'm already bored. Good. See, this is why everybody says, yeah, just stream what you want. Just do what you want on your stream. It's fine, bro. Be chill. And then you're like, oh, this is an interesting topic. And everybody's like, boring. Easy green, Auger, welcome to the stream. It's because I haven't said the word communist or Nazi or anything in this conversation, right? So it's not got any of the fun buzzwords that we all like to talk about this stuff using. I'm not targeting that at anyone, by the way. I'm joking about the general internet, more importantly. The lights have come on. Blur is one where I don't know if they had an accepted best song, definitely. Song 2, I think, is the one that made it the biggest splash abroad, but Blur, definitely. They didn't even have, like, a prime album or anything, did they? And they won it all, didn't they, over Oasis in the end? Is that the general gesture? Auger, welcome to the stream. Can you refrain on talking political and economics around me, please? It's all right. Don't worry. We're talking about politics and economics in a sense that it's gone downhill and now we're in a mess. So there's some, at least a little bit of shared tissue. This is why I prefer smaller governments. I think it's way too hard for a select few with not as much skin in the game as the rest of us to dictate what they think is right for everybody. I prefer to let the states do more of what the federal does. Yeah, I think as long as there's a safety net for if one state goes rogue, right? But then have I missed the timing chain? No, that goes under there.
Ei saatana.
Fuck me, I hate this so much. Power lines are literally Stalin, road to Hitler incarnate. There we go. We've mentioned Stalin and Hitler. I think that's our time to stop, right? Girls and Boys was the first hit I know of. Didn't connect to that. Song 2 was both being Blur for a while. Song 2 was a song that was designed to mock grunge, by the way. And it became their biggest song in the country that grunge was invented in. And less green energy and more what people in West Virginia are going to do to put food on the table once the mines have closed. Energy policy is certainly an important topic, but with Trump and Thatcher and all that, I think it's more relevant question is how to handle large shifts in economy over time. But I think that could also point to, this is not going to be advocating for higher term limits, that it could also be a problem with only having the pendulum constantly swinging with no desire to work together. Can I put the timing chain in underneath? That would be nice. No. And only having 4 years minimum and 8 years maximum to put any of this stuff into position. Because if you're not working together on this stuff, and this is where everybody says, oh, the other side won. But if you're not working together on this stuff, is 8 years enough to get any major change implemented? Or, in the case of British politics, in the last fucking 5 years, 8 weeks. Here's a question. Since Auger and Slops have surprisingly not heard of it from the 80s, Hooked by Blues Traveller was a massive here in the States. I've never heard of it, if so then. Never heard of it, yeah. I listen to Blues Traveller to this day. Hook, Run Around, but anyway, great songs. You haven't, or have? Run Around I surprisingly didn't hear until later in the decade after it came out.
Suck eatein if you're in Tintin or Anne Boleyn.
Is that... I think Schmitz has heard of it so far, at least. So that's happy. I was on a rant at some point. Am I taking the right stuff off? I don't know if I actually need this timing cover off. But I must need the timing cover off to put the timing chain on.
I'm not a bowling.
You can go bowling with cousin if you want. Oh, okay. Who's the worst cousin in video games? My Summer Car cousin or GTA 5 cousin? Bet 4. How is the timing chain not coming off? Is it because it's bolted down by the water pump? Excuse me while I kiss this guy. I'll go back in your basket. Right, water pump off. All this because I didn't put the fucking timing chain on it at the right time. Right, timing chain on. Is it lined up? Is the camshaft lined up? Is it? Is it? It is. We're all accepting it. Alright, now the timing cover. Fuck ass. I need this car running by fucking nightfall. I've got no fluids left. Sausage is rotting in my bag. Bags? Car. Sea of Thieves cousin. Every time this music starts, I remember London Cot. Yeah, it does sound a lot like it. Same beat, right? Oh, before the Twitch and YouTube were so anal about copyright. The music that I had everybody, this is what we used to do for the radio for the 2019 playthrough, I had everybody suggest 5 songs from 1995 or earlier. And we had a playlist on the radio of, I think at the time it was like a fucking 15 viewer stream at the time, or 20 or whatever it was, so there wasn't an enormous amount. Because of you suck. But there was so much good music, and we were listening to fully licensed music, and we could have had all of this that we're talking about on the radio. It was top. And then very quickly, all the VODs on YouTube suddenly got muted on most of them. As Scotty found out when he tried to watch the playthrough. It was so good. Are you sure that's not... Oh, the premise of the song is it doesn't matter what the lyrics are. They use the chord progression from Pachelbel's Canon D and just threw nonsensical lyrics on the bridge. Going back to Oasis, that's exactly what Noel Gallagher did with every lyric. He admitted that none of Oasis's lyrics ever made sense, and that nor were they meant to. There was never a theme, there was never a... It was just words that sounded good together and vaguely like poetry, in his own words. Since it's the hook in the song that brings you back, not the lyrics, hence the name. Hook. Sure that's not 90 other pop hits, so they didn't make sense, but they made pounds. These are 10s, aren't they? These are big fuckers. Can't be 11s. Watch them with tiny little 6s. What the fuck is going 7s? This isn't going to run, is it? I've kind of lost faith that I'm putting the car back together correctly. And my stress is astronomically high. Let's have a sig. Once we've got the stuff put back together, we'll have a sig. I've got oil, haven't I, in the car, so we can put the oil pack on. Oil pan on. Back up. I've been sat on the floor until the sun's gone down in this one. Kind of surprised driving. I've seen it go down when you go at stupid speeds, 12. I think the only thing that reduces stress driving-wise is going at full blast. Like the rally, you finish it with no stress, because I suppose you're too fucking terrified to be stressed, right? One would think in a game where the guy loves his car, that's a relaxing activity. I actually thought working on the car would reduce stress for that purpose, right? But I suppose it depends whether the character feels like he has to build the car, or whether it, whether it's a chore or a hobby. You are 10s, I believe. No, 11s. These are pretty big for the oil pan, aren't they? If I have to die again, shall we have a rule where I aren't allowed to use the flag guide? Problem is, using the flag guide is not for the engine or the complex stuff. It's for the other shit that I do once per playthrough. Like the engine, you're forever taking it out, putting it back in, tinkering with this, tinkering with that, fucking about with this, messing about, removing that, replacing this. You're always doing these engine component parts. So even though it looks like the most complicated, it's oftentimes relatively easy compared to the other stuff. But this, like the brake linings and the wiring and all that stuff, you do it once per run. So if a run goes for 600 hours, it's 600 hours since you did it last. You've got no muscle memory for that stuff. Unless you're like Chaz and die every 5 minutes. Isn't that right, Chaz? You 8s. 7s? 7s. Yeah, maybe I'm just worried that things will or won't break, so my stress can't go down. Stop bullying Chaz. I would never. Well, I haven't saved, have I, today? 2 hours and 15 minutes into a stream where... here's the Chaz song, yeah. You've been like you in State of Decay 2. I'll have you know... I'm looking forward to State of Decay 3. I feel like in my mind, I wasn't confident that I had sort of bled everything I could bleed out State of Decay 2. But then, beating that on that once that lethal run was finished, I was like, I'm ready. It's time. I'll have you know, he crouched through lethal, Dougie. Dougie was there, he was watching. Well, all I heard from you and Trim was I keep dying on the first day because the second I get a gun, I attract all the enemies and everything kills me and it's terrible. And I thought, well, tell you what then. I'll try and play a bit sneakier and get through the first week. And as a result, you and Trim's dying helped me survive. In reality, I was just as fucking surprised I did so well on Lethal as you was. I was so fucking stressed through them first 3 or 4 streams. When I was learning the new... infestation mechanic and all that, like that really blindsided me and fucked me up. So way too much crouching. You bastards are accusing me of crouching in a playthrough where I did 99% of everything in melee, including all of the lethal plague hearts. I'm starting to see why you're getting aggressive and having to go at me for crouching. Them early stealth sections were replaced with one of the biggest, most fucking reckless playstyles in gaming history. Anyway, Stubbler, you didn't play I didn't play the curveball update, did I? No, that came out a couple of months after I'd finished. They released new timed and seasonal events permanent. Microsoft are fucking wild with that. They released State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves in 2022. You bought the game and you've not had to spend a single penny since 2018. And every year they release about 70 hours of content for free and just give you it. And then they're doing the same with Grounded as well, right? Remember, I was playing that Grounded playthrough and I couldn't keep up because of the amount of new bosses they were adding during the playthrough. Microsoft don't know when to stop, and it's good. I will admit, you played the game very thoroughly, but I also a slow style. It turns out, Dougie, that my slow style, which turned into an insane, overpowered, but overly ballsy melee playthrough. I think it was safe at first, then incredibly risky, whereas the opposite is guns, where it's risky at first, then incredibly safe. Because every time I used guns in that playthrough, it just caused stupid amounts of problems. Lethal curveball when? Nah, I think the next time we go back to State of Decay is when the threequel, brilliant stuff, well done. When the third one comes out. Seed is planted. Yeah, I think the reason why I'm not still playing State of Decay every year like I was is because after that lethal run, I finally got closure. which I thought I had for this. The only reason I'm back here is because I realised that I didn't even do one full playthrough of this, let alone 6 like we did in State of Decay. I'll never... Like, that 2023 playthrough, it was pretty brief because it was between My Summer Car and Grounded, which were 2 mammoths. That little State of Decay run in the middle there was brief and it's easy to forget, but... That... Can you remember that scent block plague heart strategy I came up with? That is, like, in terms of, like, discovering meta or whatever, that felt so good. What's happening here? The engine won't go back in, and I need to hurry up because I'm, like, really thirsty and hungry. Piano tune is done. Heading back to my battle station. Roger that, sir, then. So good, wasn't it? Like, there was like multiple ferals and stuff. Okay, this is fucking me off now. I'm gonna have to go for a walk up to the shop at some point. Look, my thirst. I'm pissing my own mouth for a second. I might take the Fern. Do you reckon Alcaria will kick off if I take the Ferndale? I was hoping to get the car started so I could take the Ferndale. Yeah, there's like quadruple feral packs in them plague hearts and stuff. Popping scent block right as you're about to fucking die was my favourite. Oh yeah! And then I got like turbo plagued and only just saved it, didn't I? Oh, I lost one character in that whole run on my first ever attempt. That was about to be like the most bragging... Is bragocious a word? Okay, this tactic is suddenly not working. Braggadocious, that's it. Yeah, imagine if I had a one-shot lethal with no deaths. Bragabo, that's the one. Thank you, Augur. Got that Aug's 2020 emotes. This is fucking me up the walls, suddenly. What is happening? I can't keep repeating the same thing over and over again. The engine keeps slipping down into the block. Let me get the 11 out. I need to drink, but I haven't got a vehicle to get to go drink. If this could just connect. Oh no, I'm going to have to take the Ferndale. I'll say this, as much as I prefer Dread or Nightmare and then enjoying the game more, it's still challenging, but doesn't raise the blood pressure quite the same as Lethal. Lethal so much it isn't fun for me. Yeah, I honestly, Dougie, it's probably one of the things I regretted the most the first few days of Lethal until I got out of that like tutorialist period. Lethal is another level of like difficulty. Ridiculous. And them sausages have spoiled. Is everything spoiled in here? If the fucking engine would fix itself, please say you've not spoiled as well. Sausage. Okay, these aren't spoiled. Let's go eat and drink. Just remember when you forgot condescending while not wanting to be condescending. Condescending, that's the word I was looking for. Well done, Rezi. You are good with your English, aren't you? That was in WoW, wasn't it? But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to new State of Decay. Then we're going to have to come back here and work on whatever the problem is with this friggin' engine. Was in WoW. By the way, the upcoming best of is fucking rammed with WoW bullshit. And it's mostly talking shit with Razor and Kit and Trim and fucking everybody else. And then Mina saying ridiculous things about an Augur as well, of course. We'll never forget the main character of Hardcore WoW. What's the point in life if not to talk shit with friends? Yeah, main characters plural. let's stop myself from dying. I am. Arthur's. Oh, that just reminded me, I was playing Mass Effect 2 and extremely enjoying it until Fresh came out last summer and I had to pause it to play more Fresh. I might go back to that once this best of's out. Do you know, I'm in that mood today where I could sit and play My Summer Car until, well, forever. Is that today's thumbnail, by the way? That's pretty strong. I'm not doing it, so then. Fortunately, my back would disagree. Kind of nervous about backing out of here, though. I'm wearing the helmet just in case I like drive into a tree at 7 km/h. An interior light in Ferndale. A little flash of Americana there. Surprised Southern didn't say Roll Tide when that popped up. Don't reverse into... What? Imagine I reverse into the house too hard and get killed by bees. I wasn't paying attention, as I am an American. I'm going to expose my anti-American bias, Southern, that I was discussing earlier. Wait, oi, calm it. Wheels on the ground. Even though I'm only driving like 20 yards, I'm still in the Ferndale. I'm doing it mostly for light more than anything. Right, the engine's going to go in, and it's going to be fine, and we're going to drive the car home. And then I'm going to bring it into town tomorrow, and we're going to get the inspection passed. No, I'm going to wait until I need the inspection, then we're going to get the inspection passed. I wouldn't have Doomhaus music on now because I've driven away from Alcarion's and he's finally decided that I must have left and closed up for the night. Speaking of Microsoft games we once loved. It just pained me, you know. Is anyone else's heart not just a little bit? Hurts my heart. I was thinking this the other day. Just listen. I have my memories. I'm good. Yeah, me too. Me too. So good. So good. Incomparable with everything else. Yeah, Sea of Thieves in its prime was unbeatable, I think, in terms of multiplayer sort of. That group that we had, like, remember that running party we had for a while? We had like double galleons and stuff. We had 3 ships on one server at one point, and we was just those were the days. It's not like we aren't already playing with we've replaced it with other things. It's not the people that have gone anywhere. It's the game, right? For once. Most of the time when you're sat getting doughy-eyed and nostalgic over these things, you miss the people and the time more than the game. But in this instance, it's sad. Oh, shit. Fucking this! As an Edge Master, I got closure when I turned into a skeleton and stopped playing. Yeah. So good. So good. Thing is, I remember us saying, I mean, I know Siddles, there's some people that still do, but if the bulk of the running of the squad that was playing at the time has lost their passion, I've done it, then it's not going to be the same, right? Razor and Edge Master, you pick up 5.5k for that on the auction house. Oh, where are you now? It's got that bug where it's not going to show itself. And then that one's not there either. Fucking hell. Has something fallen off? No. What was I saying? What was I on about? I was going to say something. It was going to be sweaty. I don't know. Right, I'm going to go save and I'm going to come back because there's a bug where sometimes the bolts on the bottom of the engine aren't available to be attached. Yeah, sorry, I was saying this. I don't want to write Sea of Thieves off because I wrote WoW off post vanilla, and the more hope and the more desperation I had for it to go back to something I enjoyed, eventually I got the closure by just giving up hope, and then Private Service came out. But then in 2019, to their credit, they eventually came back to the point where we could enjoy it. 7 Days to Die. I remember having long conversations in 2021 where I said, this is done now, it's turned into a looter shooter. And they righted the ship, and 7 Days is currently in the best position it's ever been in. So there might be hope for Sea of Thieves. Kind of guy that would come to my brother's funeral and say, well, I still have a brother. I didn't realise Razor was into Edge and it changes my opinion of him. Thing is, we don't want WoW Classic. Okay, well then nobody would play it,
There
right?
is an app that blocks the most distracting apps on your phone. When you want to use them, you need to go outside and literally touch grass. Only after you've uploaded a photo of grass can you use the blocked apps.
I quite like that. Go outside and put your hand in dog shit. Is that the only way to do it? Jamie, welcome to the stream. Taxlight, welcome to the stream. I must have updated the BIOS on hundreds of devices at work. It's always more nerve-wracking when it's your own PC. Hey, you know what's at risk, right? It's the best app ever to use in Yemen. You have to walk for 3,000 miles. Yeah, man. Again, 12, I wasn't talking about the wider industry. I was talking about when something moves away from your preferences, it doesn't mean it's never coming back. Oh, you was making fun of the Blizzard executive. I see that you think you do, guy. Tax like Jamie, up to the stream. Right, let's have the half shafts back on, and then I think I should need to rewire in. Oh no, I need to rewire. Oh, fuck, I need to do the actual engine, don't I? Yeah, Verdanski's back. What shit show are you currently in? Do you know what, Jamie? Check out these PBs. Look at that from the rally yesterday. We've shaved 2.5 minutes off our rally. I came 4th, so I nearly got a bronze trophy yesterday. It's going well. Did I bolt you back in? I didn't. No, I did, but I didn't do the 9s on the inside. And at the moment, I'm just making sure that I'm replacing pistons and stuff regularly so as to avoid... frig ass. So currently, it's not too bad. I've just had a bit of trouble getting the engine back in. Can you really not polish the pistons? I mean, if you wanted them to be clean but broken, I suppose you could polish them. What are you? You're not 14. You're not 14. Stop lying. It's 14. We buff them so they move better. It's, I think the only fail state in this game is breakage. Jesus. You're not a piston, you're a drive shaft. Where's the fucking half shaft gone now? What's that? Like, it's just complete destruction, I think, is the fail point. The reason I'm so jumpy and doing it ahead of... Did I just do it again? Oh, I need to left click. For some reason I keep pressing the wrong button. The reason I'm doing this is because once I had a piston go, and it broke the oil pan, it broke the block, it broke everything. Like, a piston failing in this game is like a nuke going off inside the engine. So if I could avoid it by replacing regularly, And unlike the last run, being a responsible My Summer Car player, then I might as well do it, right? Yeah, man. It's also like a nuke going off inside your engine in the real world, yeah. Gearbox fucked, everything fucked. What is this bull? I hate video games and Finland and all of you people. And right, drive shaft on. Drive gear. When the drive gear falls off, for some reason the bolts are just automatically attached. So the drive gear should be fine. Now, I need to check.
Jumalauta!
That the wiring is good. It might actually start now. It's in the title of the stream. It's true, I have won the lottery in My Summer Car. I got 5 numbers, Jamie, and the bonus ball. Is the sun coming up? Have I been sat here since like 2 PM yesterday? I've been sat in the dirt outside Alcarion's for 15 hours. Everybody that was here yesterday, can you confirm that I got 5 numbers on the lottery and one of the bonus balls? And I won myself a whopping 241 marks. Fucking waste of time.
And you got fuck all.
Exactly. Martin, welcome to the stream. Martin, give me some good luck. I'm about to start the car. I oiled it up, didn't I? Let's check numbers. Let's check fluids. If I'd have got 6 numbers and the bonus ball, Jamie, I'd have won 11 grand. And if I'd have got all 7 and a bonus ball, I'd have won 3.5 million, I think. Alright. Okay. The radiator has got enough to get us home. Is the oil... No, I haven't put any oil in it at all yet, have I? Fucking hell, fire and brimstone. I nearly started it without putting oil in it. I bought some oil, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Please don't be empty, by the way. Okay, there is a little bit in this. Should be enough. You don't need oil. Get me to halfway and I'll be happy.
Jumalauta!
That'll do. It's not ideal. Is it above the minimum line, though? On the old dipstickly? Yeah, okay. So, oil... Oil, get it, ducky poos? Fuel's at half. The electrics are wired up nicely. Choke up. Please start. No, check what I need to check first. Oil filter. Okay, that's connected. Something's wrong. I think it might be the drive gear or... I don't think it's going to start. Doesn't sound good. Oh, I'm a little bit proud of that. 15 hours in the dirt probably explains the fatigue, yeah. And I got up early the previous morning as well. Whoa, right, where's the helmet there? No! Stop! Did I not bolt the... No! No, that's a leak. That's a leak. Hang on. That's not a... That's a leak. I've got an oil leak. Fucking hell. Alright, maybe I bragged a little bit too early. I didn't have enough oil to begin with. Oh no, it's fucking raining. Hang on. It's not a broken oil pan. I think that might be the filter more than anything. Did I not? Because it wasn't coming from the main drain, was it? Look, that was coming from higher up. Yeah, just missing one of the bolts on the oil pan, that's fine. So now, actually, let me just check that I've got oil. Please don't be like fucking empty. Good thing you didn't fill it all the way. I've got no oil to get home now. I should be fine. I should be fine. Alright. False alarm. We're fine. It's getting rained on. Okay, I've got an oil leak. Alright, it was just a loose bolt. We're good, we're good. Told you don't need oil. Martin, as a person that desperately needs oil, be quiet. I should probably drive to town and buy some more, shouldn't I? Let's do it. When I drive to town, I'm going to sleep, actually. Thursday. Does it drive, though, is the question. Again, I wrote in Discord, Jiddles is essentially a homeless person. I'm barely ever at home anymore. You treat this place like a hotel. Martin, thank you for the big bits. The rain doesn't clean you now. It's depressingly realistic in that regard. Immediately stalled it. Oh, because the choke's in. That explains it. Maybe don't pull stunts like that. Only Andy Dufresne is cleaned by the rain. Lyrics to my favourite Adele song there. Bye bye oil. Where was Cousin last time we saw him? Do I risk a cousin visit? Right, I don't have the racing harness on, remember, so I have one extra bullet in the chamber. So the Russian roulette. Plus, I can't be driving it like I think I can, because not only am I more vulnerable in a crash, I'm more likely to crash for not having the rally tyres on, so let's fucking behave. Not boy racer our way around, not tempt cousin into collisions and stuff. I've spent enough time in prison on this run so far. But I really want to. On this rainy Thursday morning, I just want to put my toe down and go for it. Whoa, no!
Satana. No mitä helvettiä?
Mind right, welcome to the street. I don't give a flying fuck about my cousin. This friggin' problem we're in this state in the first place. Just had a nice car rebuild. I just replaced the fucking windscreen. Oh, can you imagine the timing?
Voi vittu!
All that time and effort, and now you get to languish in jail. Is that the thumbnail? I don't feel like a fucking lottery winner right now. Yeah, at least Leeds are going to lose at fucking Kenilworth Road this weekend to cheer me up while I'm sat in fucking prison in a video game.
Oh yeah, you're going to jail. Bald, fat, jail.
Shit. Am I even going to make it home without a battery? Oh. Right, well I suppose we go and tempt jail, do we? Hello prison, my own friend, I've come to hang with you again. I hate the fact that I literally laid out exactly what...
Best clean your
There it
car
is.
before you get sent down. You
Wait. Hang on. This might have been a fatal car crash, by the way. No, it's not that piece of the car that fell off. It's this one I need. This could still be a death. Are you flustered? No, I'm too disheartened to be flustered. Thank you all for the big bits, by the way. Eric, thank you for the big bits. Radware, Eric, thank you for the big, stupid bullshit bits. Right. If the car's broke down, I'm in major trouble. Let's unbolt the engine hoist. It shouldn't... There might be some serious engine damage. The fact it was still running and not making a noise was alright. But we'll have to see. Please start, you fucking dickhead vehicle. Okay. Alright. At least the electrics are still working.
Painu helvetti.
This is where I wish 28 Panic was a Twitch emote. I don't want my own face as Twitch emotes. Alright, we good, yeah? We good? I don't even want him in Discord, it's just that Eric made that one 28 Panic. Alright, it runs. It seems smooth. Obviously there's no windscreen. Cousin, you can get fucked. I despise you and everything you stand for. No crashes. The people demand it. The people can suck my bumhole. That's a joke, Olga, before you get in some kind of imaginary queue. I do have the shit bucket. Piss on his body, says 12.
Do you want the top bunk or bottom bunk? I don't have a preference.
Me vittuun.
See you soon. It works on a jellyfish sting. Maybe it'll resurrect. Maybe it'll resurrect him. Shut up. Alright, let's go to town. Is this my fault? No, Martin, you're good. I wasn't reading chat or anything. The discussion I was having while you were all writing it is I was saying, just because the car's running smooth, I shouldn't want to rally everywhere at all times. And the joke was, but I'm going to, and I was going to slowly increase my speed, because I thought Cousin was behind me. But it turns out, he was in front, and my stupid joke backfired massively. It was all on me. I had a nice spell death just before. I mean, for you people that believe in mysticism, then you couldn't say that. And that's the stream ended for the day. Yeah, it is. Well, no, not yet. There's something I need to do first. Fucking hell. This weekend, right, I finally got through a lot of footage and did it, like, broke the back of the best of. For March, this one was going to come out in relatively good time, but now I have to spend 10 hours of my friggin' weekend sat listening to Cousin grunting and farting in prison. And if I'm anything like Chaz, I'll die in the effort, isn't that right, Chaz? Chaz thinks a bit. No. The problem is, I used to be able to do best of work while I was in prison in this game because it was just the mosquito every now and again. But Cousin just shouts and screams and talks and rattles all the way through prison this now. If you end up in prison with Cousin, and I don't want to mute it, because if I mute it, I'll forget about it, and if I forget about it, I'll die, and then I really will be in trouble. Oh, he's fucking been him off to work, look. Hello? Excuse me? The town might be set on fire while you're in jail. Eric? With all due respect, shut your mouth. It is right, well. There's a clip of me discovering that for the first time when we first played it. It's so good. If anybody joined during that, by the way, while I was flapping and panicking, then I apologise. Welcome to the stream if I missed it. Fuck this game sometimes, honestly. I'm going to miss the sodding weekend. At least the car's alright. Like, that could have been a lot worse. It's just dented up to fuck now. That's the only problem. Good thing you won the lottery so you can buy a new windscreen. Let me just see if the ultimate bad news. Are my sausages spoiled? If they aren't, they're gonna be. See, this is why you break your own windscreen, so you've got a handy way to throw spoiled sausages out. Hello? Ah, fuck it. If the car had been fucked, you might genuinely have just folded on the street. I think I would have, yeah. I mean, it is fucked. Look at the state of the poor thing. What is that? I feel like when we get out of prison, we're having a respray, right? We're having a new era of the Jiddles car. Is Gwynblade on the bus? Gwynblade and Mina are here to see me, and I'm falling asleep on my feet, look. They will, Radway, yeah, they're fucked. Joke of yours massively backfired. Imagine. Alright, let's go to sleep, finally. Well, that time Mina almost left Discord, imagine that. That didn't actually backfire, that was like a triple bluff auger. The joke was to make it look like Mina had given me a nervous breakdown. And it was me that caused it. Oh.
Vittu.
Get on the bus, okay. They blocked one door, they blocked the car. I'm running, it's fine. Can't do me. There's your thumbnail. Can't fucking get me, can you? Your arms are too short. Look at that Saab 9.3 though. Beautiful. Alright, How do I get away with this? To be honest, no. If I ran, it would just increase the sentence. This is after I slept, Jamie. Am I allowed to get a drink first? Turns out, cheeky, yes I did. After I was talking about not wanting to hit him. Hello? No? No? Sir? Maybe they're not here for me. You need a beating first. I'm not punching anyone, sir. Can you take me to
Jumalauta!
En oo koskaan maitoa juo. Enkä juo.
I've got no food until first feeding, have I? Which is at 6 p.m. It's him, Dougie, don't worry. He's alive. He survives it. Your thirst and hunger. What am I going to do about thirst and hunger? I mean, until 6 p.m. I can... Oh, they're fed already.
Minä viime reissulla piilottiin pullan.
Last time I hid a bottle under the mattress. You're not sharing this, dickhead. This is mine. And only mine. You went to jail for manslaughter with the man that got slaughtered. What the fuck, Finland? I'm eating pea soup, I'm eating salad, I'm eating bread, and I'm drinking milk. Well, for those of you that are unfamiliar with my summer car, this is my gameplay for the next 10 hours, literally. Not in game. 5 days in prison. Days are 2 hours each. So as we end the week, we end it like this. Fuck my summer car.
Good day fuckers. Have ye missed most of the stream?
Muuten viskoisin tuolla televisio vittu pialle.
You've turned up, Fisty, and good morning, to witness the last 10 seconds of the stream, where I've ended up in prison after remaking the entire engine, only to... Alright, for you lot, live and shadow Doomhaus. The next time you see my summer car, I will be out of prison. But for me, I've got to sit here for 10 in-game hours this weekend. Fucking hell, fire. I'm eating and watching Stubbler eat and watch TV. It's better than going to prison on a Tuesday. It is. I've got at least a while to run it off. The interesting thing is, like waterboarding, the US surprisingly doesn't consider my summer car to be torture. Fucking hell. Right. That was a bullshit end to what has otherwise been a good week. A rally PB, a lottery win. We've almost entirely rebuilt the engine. Things are looking up in my summer car, but unfortunately, thanks to a minor incident with Cousin, I'm now stuck in prison for 10 hours. However, that is the end of the stream. That is where I'm unfortunately going to have to say goodbye. I'll be back on Monday with more My Summer Car. I will be back on tomorrow with the one day of the week we play Kingdom Come Deliverance. But for now, alas, we have the unhappy ending. But it's not unhappy for anybody but me. Fuck my... We need a new windscreen time. X minutes since the last windscreen got fucked. I need... Exactly, tags like that's right. At least I did it on a Thursday. Only if you kill him, Easy Green, yeah. You literally have to sit there in game for 10 hours. And I do, Fisty, yeah. My Summer Car actively fights being played at all turns. Fuck this game. You could always do 3 hours on stream tomorrow. It's better than that other game. For all of you that would like to know, Mindright hates Kingdom Come Deliverance. I didn't actually say it explicitly, but I think that's what he wants us to say. There you go, Mindright, I've said it. The Caitlyn Jenner ending. This is a fun game, yeah. Fucking hell. Honestly, the perfect day to have it happen. As they say in Life of Brian, always look on the bright side. It's bright for you. I'm spending fucking 10 hours of our time off. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you all tomorrow. But it's time for marbles. I love you all. Very generous with your time. Thank you all for the bits, the subs, the hosts, the raids and everything. As always, welcome to all the new followers. But unfortunately, it's not unfortunate. Let's go play marbles for this game.
Inti 2015 UK General Election, the beer, Baxi and Crumpet Party was removed from voting slips by the Electoral Commission on the grounds that Crumpet was offensive. They renamed themselves the beer, Baxi and Scratchings Party.
Crumpet's offensive? In what way? Does it mean something I'm not thinking of? It was Cousin Alkarion, it was. Right, boys and girls of the Doomhaus Discord. If you would like to take part in today's marbles and potentially win yourself the golden name and the Person of the Century of the Day title, then you must win this single run of marbles. To play marbles, you must simply type the password when I say it in Discord. That's all you must do, and your marble will do the rest. But first of all, you have to be in Discord, and you have to know which of the two Discord teams you fight for, green or orange. Currently, the Greens are 10 points ahead, but the Oranges have had a good week, including a Moose Marbles victory. Today isn't Moose Marbles, but you can still get yourself a point and potentially qualify for a very contested Eurovision.
In British slang, a nice bit of crumpet is an informal and sometimes considered offensive way of describing someone, usually a woman, who is sexually attractive.
I get it now, yeah. Also, Backy's better than crumpets. If you are in the Doomhaus Discord and you'd like to take part in today's marbles, potentially winning yourself a point, adding to the total at the top left and getting yourself a golden name, the password for entry is... Cousin. Of course it is. I'll carry on, stop. Thank you for the big bits. I still don't know how Eurovision works, and I'll keep it like that until and if I have to participate. Are you on? Have you got points yet this year? I think you have, right, Radler? Alright. Today we have Scotty for the Greens, Lundios for the Greens, Eric for the Greens, 12 for the Oranges, Satan for the Oranges, Azar for the Greens, Visty for the Greens, Good for the Oranges, Alkarion for the Oranges, Martin for the Greens, Monrot for the Oranges, Jamie for the Greens, Dougie for the Greens, Razor for the Oranges, Bradware for the Greens, Auger for the Greens, Cheeky for the Oranges, Easy Green for the Greens, Tagslack for the Oranges, Siddles for the Oranges. See, this is a more reasonable number. Them fucking 30 odd marbles earlier in the week was too much typing. Shaggy Dan for the Oranges. 6-4 for the Greens. Shaz for the Greens. Azzy, welcome to the stream, for the Oranges. Cats for the Greens. Alright, we're creeping a bit closer now. Stop. Schmitz for the Oranges, and Mina, good afternoon, for the Oranges. 27 marbles into the race. First person to pick up into the book. We have, welcome to the stream, everybody, it's just arrived. We have Scotty, Lundios, Eric, 12, Satan, Azar, Fisty, Kitten, Alkarion, Martin, Mindright, Jamie, Dougie, Razor, Radware, Auger, Cheeky, Easy Green, Tagslack, Siddle, Shaggy Dan, 6-4, Chaz, Azzy, Cats, Schmitz, and Mina. 13 oranges, 14 greens. It's always too many greens, it really is. Alright, first on my screen was Martin with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, Martin's picked a stinker. It's a shit level, shit game. The greens are going to win this. Because what was Auger's theory? The oranges only win when because the maps are shit, I think. If it's good maps, the greens win. If it's shit maps, the oranges win. Therefore, this is shit. I think I've confused things. Too many oranges in golf. That's because the oranges are good at skill-based stuff and the greens are good at just overwhelming with numbers. That's because green has the two best golfers. That's probably true. Then again, Chris Man, right? Mind Right's a banger. Tag Select's great. It was not Ginger Beer, I mean. Best of luck to everybody. Come on, Oranges. We've got 10 points. We need to close this 10-point gap before Eurovision. Otherwise, we're fucked. Best of luck to everybody. 12 points might... 2 points might not get you entry, but it should give you a better chance. Best of luck. Level is Vor's Lab. Alkieran's the record holder. Best of luck. I bet Orgo when he has a bad lag spike only.
You jinxed yourself by talking about me. Now I'm going to win.
Please don't make me be editing this into him actually being right in the best stuff. Orgo don't get lag spikes. He's got that East European internet. It's flawless. Right, big drop. Mina out early. Schmitz felt... Oh, Schmitz almost got a stunt of the lifetime out of that then and died. Unlucky Schmitz. I respect the willingness. There's somebody that's already qualified. August in the lead, as when he said he was going to be. Okay, Lundios got the overtake. Lots of green in this early pack. 6-4's first win in a while could come here. He's already on 6 points this year. Chaz has jumped from the level and died. That's an orange and a green out early. Jamie gets a rapid overtake on 6-4. Martin, 12 has fallen. One of the few oranges already chopped. Alkirion's gone. 12's gone. Kitten's... Where? Oranges? That's 4 oranges dead. Can we stop? Speaking of which, Marnrot is in the lead. Scott is in second. Who gets this bit more centrally? Radway straight down. Jamie's right behind. 6-4 dead for the greens. It's not going to be 6-4's day. Easy green dead for the greens. Okay, this is levelling out a bit. Okay. Satan is neck and neck with these two, but Radway and Jamie have the inside path. Where's Fisty come from? Fisty on this right-hand side, looking for the first points of the year. Radway and Jamie got shit on, allowing Satan into first. Fisty's got to catch up quickly. Dougie is ours. Scott, you're all dead. Satan got shot backwards. That was violent. Can Satan get out with this bullshit? If he can, he gets away. Auger said he was going to win. He might actually... I said, can I please not? I said, can I please not edit his name into the footage of him actually... Where's he gone? He's won already. He's won to the point where I've got the camera stuck. He's actually fucking finished. Wait, what does that do? That changes a lot, I think. We talk about Martin thinking he was good for calling the cousin thing. What's Auger just done? Dougie. Auger is just... Dougie, I've got bad news. This is Auger's second point of the year, which promotes Auger above the Eurovision line and relegates Dougie below it.
He told you.
As it stands, the Eurovision line only has Shrill on 1 point above it, and soon it will start eating you people on 2. Oh.
Fuck ads during marbles.
Ah, shit, that's true, Fisty. I had the option to delay that, and I didn't see. I was too busy in the drama. For those that got ads during marbles, that is entirely my fault. I apologise. Fisty, thank you for the bits. Radway, thank you for the bits. Martin, thank you for the bits. Auger is your person of the century today. Sorry, yeah, that was entirely on me. You should never, ever get ads during marbles, and if you do, it's my fault for not delaying them at the time. Alright, who was person of the century of the day yesterday? Razor was. The crown comes off Razor, goes on the green head of Auger, meaning Auger is now in Eurovision as it stands, and the greens are 11 points clear at the top. Dougie has been knocked back below it. Auger actively fucking over his own team, can you believe it? Fucking, of course Auger goes and wins marbles. Damn! Cheeky Cats and Martin were the only people that finished. Eric Monrock, Shaggy Dan, Razor, Siddle, Satan, Fisted by everybody. Big Chop. Auger of all people is gold. Can I just tell you all? He won't like me complimenting him. Once, when Auger won Person of the Century of the Day, he removed the G and the U from his name. He's so sweaty. It's so fucking sweaty. I hate him. Right, that's going to do it for today. Thank you all for being here as always. Congratulations, Auger. Congratulations, Greens. If you're staying on Twitch, keep an eye out for the friends of the family. Look out for Kilobits, who's live right now. Look out for... That's it. Everybody go over and follow Kilobits if you haven't already, and I will see you all tomorrow for more of this crap. You're all very lovely. No, I'll see you tomorrow for Kingdom Come Deliverance. Hopefully it won't crash. I'm going to install it on a drive, which we think might be the problem. So with a bit of luck, we can go crash-free tomorrow. Dougie, chopped by one of your own. Brutal. There's plenty of time there. How many weeks is the until Eurovision? Like 5 weeks or something? I think. Radway, thank you for the bits. Thank you all for the bits today. Thank you for the big emotes. Thank you for the emotes on screen. Thank you for the bits, subs, host rates, and everything. I've said it already. I'll see you tomorrow for Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'll see you Monday, hopefully out of prison and ready to get ready for the next rally. But for now, you're all lovely. But Eric's... Eric, Dougie, Easy Green, Radway, Visty, Razor 12, Martin, Jamie, and everybody else that I can't see on screen right now. I love you all. See you all tomorrow. But the final word for today from Eric is this. AU is periodically funny. I shouldn't have laughed at that. I've promoted it. Oh.
You stinky little bitch.